Hi, everybody. I am sitting here with Miss Monica, and I would like to ask her the question. Miss Monica, can you introduce yourself for us, please?
My name is Monika Majerozowska. I came to this country in 1950 because I was a refugee.
Mm.
My parents took me out of Poland in September 1939, and I just visited Poland twice when it became free of communism.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So how old were you when you came to this country?
I was about 15, 16.
A teenager?
Teenager, but I did finish high school here.
Okay, good.
And I went to Hunter College in New York.
What did you study?
I studied originally in the undergraduate literature.
Cool.
Literature. And then I decided to become practical and to become a librarian. And I got a master's degree in librarianship at Rutgers. See, at the time when there was no internet, the librarians were very much valued.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because it was really difficult to find information.
So you worked as a librarian?
Yes, I worked for the U.S. government, for U.S. Information, USIA, so-called USIA. And they sent me to the Voice of America to run a little library, reference library for them, which I did for about 20 years. Anyway, it was quite an interesting experience.
It sounds like it.
It really was.
So
yes.
where did you live during this time?
During this time, I was already, in the U.S. And I moved to Washington, D.C. when I graduated from library school because, in a way, that's where the jobs were. It was very easy to find a job as a librarian. And first I worked briefly at Georgetown University Library, and I waited for a whole year to be cleared for USIA.
Yeah.
Because that takes a long time to be totally cleared. And I never moved from USIA. It was such a wonderful job.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
This is amazing. So what happened to you that you end up at our facility, JK House of Grace?
Yeah, well, I was really pretty healthy till I hit 80 something. First I got a problem with rheumatism, and I had to have monthly infusions, etc. And then that was sort of more or less taken care of when I developed really serious problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you choose to be with us at JK House of Grace, or someone said you have to be here, it's a must for you to be?
I chose. You see, because I was in a rehab after my surgery. And then I said to myself, I have to go somewhere for 2 months where I can become a little stronger. And my walking should become better. So Tom, who is, just a wonderful, he's sort of my guardian almost, a lawyer. He knew someone named Kathy who was very much into finding places for people. And she said to him, well, she should look into, your place.
Which is?
Which is, I already forgot that. Yeah, your House of Grace.
JK House of Grace.
JK, it's such an unconventional name. JK House of Grace.
That's right.
Second, because I know that. 4 now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And she just said, I think you'd really like it, but give it a try.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what happened. And very shortly thereafter, when I was here, I thought to myself, I really like being here, and I probably should just stay here.
Thank you.
So that's
So what did you like about JK House of Grace?
JK, well, it was very not bureaucratic, and there was a lot of kindness. You just the 2 ladies, Gina and Juliana, and the 2 young men, and everybody, was somehow helpful and kind. This is what I missed in my rehab. Remember, no one offered to help you, really. Or if they did, it was a big favor. And I just felt very, comfortable. Very comfortable.
Well, rehab is a bigger place too.
Yeah, I know, of course.
And this is more like...
Yeah, sort of like a home.
It's a home, exactly.
It is a home.
And it's run by the family themselves,
I know. Well, that's what's so incredible.
Exactly.
Really.
So anytime you need anything, you either say, Juliana, Gina, Maria, any of the family member will run to answer your call.
Yes.
Yeah. How about the food?
And the food, it's home cooking. So it's tasty. It's the kind of food that you would have in your own
Exactly.
home.
It's a home-cooked meal.
Home-cooked meal. Lots of vegetables.
And that's what we all need. That's right.
Etc. And fruit.
And fruit.
Yeah.
What about activities? Do they do any activities?
Well, not too much, but I don't know. I think at our age, I am a little older than Nancy.
And the others.
We don't need that many activities.
I see.
If we were like 70 or 60, well, yeah.
So you have your own way of having activities.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
So it's not like there is no activity. It's just like you feel like you don't need that much of activity.
I don't need, just to have some lecture every day or concert.
I see. I see.
That.
Okay. A word of wisdom. What would you like to say to someone about JK House of Grace? Encouraging, motivating, a word of wisdom. What would you like to say?
Well, it's a special place, and if the main thing for you, for whoever is, is to feel psychologically comfortable, this is the place, because kindness really predominates from all of them. And you remember Isa, my girlfriend, she's very skeptical. Said, I don't know. Well, she came down here and she was asking something. She asked Tony something, and he was so helpful. And that's it. He convinced her. She said, that they really are very, very nice. Yeah. So.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's incredible. Like, you've raised 4 children, and they are all really pretty great, right? I mean, that's, you know, because usually there's at least one that's not. But here, all four of them.
They all were born in while the business was started, one at the time. So they've been involved in the business from the beginning, from the get-go, as you call it. And they're not. It's not like something new for them that they're not used to older people. Besides, they were part of taking care of their own grandma and grandpa.
Yes.
So that's why you for them is a grandma, and they would love to help you. And this is now what we lack in the community outside, because most of these kids, they don't really care about the older generation.
They don't. Yeah,
that's sad.
That's sad, and it's very often. I have a friend who does a lot of volunteer work in Arlington, Virginia, and she said, "You'd be surprised how many old people I help who are completely, they live alone."
I know.
And maybe occasionally some family member will visit them, but there is no real commitment to really help.
And no younger generation who are involved with them.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Well, thank you, Monica.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Maria.